Imagine if everything people ever taught you about emotions was just a big misunderstanding. They said you should be gentle, show your vulnerable side, and let your feelings lead the way. But what did that ever bring you? Only disappointments, broken trust, and a deep sense of powerlessness. Anyone who chooses being liked over being respected is bound to run into serious trouble. Many believe being liked brings them influence, but that's far from the truth. Being liked it depends on conditions. It disappears the moment you stop giving people what they expect from you. But being respected or feared, that stays steady. It gives you authority. You don't need people to agree with you. You need them to follow your direction. You shouldn't be too focused on what's going on inside emotionally. Instead, put your energy into what you can achieve. Your emotions should be like a tool you use when needed. This tool can work to your advantage against others, but it should never be turned inward in a way that harms you. Think about it. How many times has a strong feeling made you pause when you should have acted? How often have you tolerated bad behavior just because you are afraid to start a conflict? How many times have you buried your anger, ignored your instincts, or dimmed your natural strength? And what was the result? What did you really gain? You lost your influence, your ability to shape outcomes, and your real inner strength. That's the price your own emotions make you pay. A person who tries to always do the right thing will suffer among those who don't play fair. Trying to be good in a harsh world often ends in defeat. You're not living in a place where fairness is guaranteed. You live in a world where some people hunt and others are hunted. If you want to be someone who leads rather than follows, you must learn to manage your strong emotions. But sometimes a true leader must know when not to be too good. This doesn't mean being cruel all the time. It means fairness and decency are only valuable when they help you move forward, not just to help you feel better about yourself. Your approach must be steady, logical, and deliberate. That's what separates leaders from those who merely follow. Leaders take initiative. Followers respond. And what usually makes a person reactive? It's emotion. People who live by what they feel are easily thrown off balance. They can be manipulated, upset, or distracted. But the one who holds their emotions back and controls them usually ends up in charge. If you had to choose, it's far safer to be respected or even feared than to be loved. That's because love often relies on what you give others. Fear, however, is tied to what you can take away. People are friendly when it costs them nothing. They'll respect your authority even if they don't like you. Fear creates stability, dependability, and ensures compliance. But love comes with expectations. And those expectations almost always turn into disappointment. So it's smart to appear kind and generous, but don't fully become that inside. Be two versions of yourself. The public one that smiles, and the real one who plans quietly. Everyone sees the surface. Very few understand what's underneath. And your true self must stay protected, controlled, and strong, like cold steel behind a warm appearance. Because people are always watching. They're scanning for openings and weaknesses. When they sense a genuine emotion, they find a way through your armor. That's how they gain access. They use your morals against you. They make you question your own decisions. They twist your kindness into a weapon they can use. So what must you do? You have to erase that weak spot before someone else finds it and uses it against you. Never forget, an enemy should either be treated with deep generosity or utterly crushed. That's because minor harm creates revenge. Major harm leaves them too broken to respond. And don't fool yourself into thinking that kindness wins loyalty. It doesn't. It just gives people time to recover, time to nurse their anger, and time to strike back with more force. But full control ends that cycle. If you don't give your opponent space to heal, they cannot rise again. This is what unemotional strategic leadership looks like. It's not about being angry or brutal. It's about being precise, steady, and determined. Don't be distracted by the end goal. Focus on your personal power. Kindness should be a calculated choice, not a habit. Mercy is a tactic, not a way of life. Feelings, on the other hand, will always leave you vulnerable. And here's another truth. Your promises are only valuable if they still help you today. If an old commitment weakens you now, break it. Control isn't built on moral ideals. It's built on having the upper hand. That's crucial to understand in your situation right now. People don't care much about what you feel inside. They care about what you can give them, how they benefit from knowing you, or what they can take from you. The moment your emotions cloud your thinking, others will take full advantage. So don't give them that opening. Get rid of any weakness. Silence any sense of guilt. Wipe away the feeling that you owe anyone anything. Let others be led by their feelings. But you will lead with thought and strategy. Also, you must begin practicing the art of subtle dominance. Your power should not be obvious. That's because giving direct commands often creates resistance. A smart leader hides their control, just like they say a fox to sense traps and a lion to scare enemies. The lion uses strength, the fox uses cleverness. You'll need both, but it's the fox who usually survives longer. Visible power can be easily attacked, but power hidden behind a warm face is much harder to fight. That's why you must fully step into this outer role. Don't show true emotions. Pretend. Copy them. Don't do kind things because you're actually nice. Do them only when they serve your plan. Most people focus only on appearances, and most people are average. They rarely see what's real. They only respond to the surface. So show them a version of yourself they'll believe in. Build a character they trust completely. Smile when it helps your mission. Laugh when they expect it. Appear calm and fair even when you're calculating deeply inside. But never let your guard down internally. Stay cold. Stay watchful. Always keep planning. That's how you slowly gain influence without alerting others. Often in this world, honesty causes problems, but performance, pretending, brings results. If people see you holding a weapon, they'll keep their distance. But if they see an open hand, they'll drop their defenses. The real skill is hiding your weapon behind that open hand for your benefit. Keep things hidden and learn to recognize the exact moment when you should reveal them. It's not completely necessary for a leader to truly possess all the admirable traits we often talk about, but it is extremely important to look like he does. Pretending to have good values is often more effective than actually having them, because real values can sometimes limit what you're able to do. When you pretend to be moral, it acts like a kind of armor. You show others a good and decent image, while your decisions still serve your personal advantage. This is the usual way leaders and rulers keep their power for a long time. Let people believe you're honest and trustworthy. At the same time, handle dangers in secret. Let them see the version of you that seems loyal and kind. Meanwhile, make your deals in private. That's why showing no emotion is essential. Feelings give away your true thoughts. They can weaken your image. They show if you're nervous, unsure, emotionally involved, or hesitant. And once people begin to sense what you're really feeling, the image you've built starts to fall apart. That's when they begin to lose respect. That's when they begin to challenge you. That's when you become easier to hurt. You cannot let that happen. The image you show the world must remain flawless. Control begins with how you appear, how you speak, and how calm you seem. You might be furious inside, but on the outside you must appear cold and composed, like ice. Remember, everyone can see what's outside, but very few truly understand what's going on inside. That gives you a huge advantage. People don't usually resist what they admire. They fight against what they fear, but they give in to what they believe is safe or honest. So become the one they think they can count on. Look like a person with strong values, but be prepared to strike like a quiet predator when the moment is right. And here's the difficult part. Over time, you might not know where the act ends and the real you begins. That's a sign it's working. You're no longer acting. You've become the part itself. No mistakes, no doubts, no signs of weakness. The version of you that once craved praise, felt too deeply, or needed to be told, well done, is gone. Now you perform your role exactly as needed. Because someone who truly understands power doesn't search for what's real. He uses what is real, reshapes it, and shares it in a way that serves his own goal. Think about how powerful that is, the ability to make people believe you're on their side while you slowly reshape their world to fit your own plans. That kind of control is far more powerful than simply using force. It's what true rulers do. Stop trying to be fair all the time. Let other people be honest. Let them show emotions and speak their minds. You just smile. You just nod. You keep performing your role. And when you've perfected the character you play, no one will even realize you're hiding your real power. You become untouchable. You feel nothing. You show nothing behind the role you play. Real strength doesn't come from showing off. It comes from not needing to show anything at all. This is the next level of control. Control how they see you. Manage what they believe. Keep your true goals hidden and act with precision when the time is right. You want to succeed, but there's a voice inside you that keeps asking, is this really the right way for me? That voice must be silenced. It's important because when you feel responsible for others, you become limited. People with a sense of duty are usually guided by those without it. When it comes to judging the actions of people, especially leaders, it's the final result that matters, not your emotions, not your reasons, and not your moral beliefs. What you achieve is what counts. History doesn't remember decent men. It remembers the bold. It praises those who acted with clarity, not those who hesitated or second-guessed themselves. If you hesitate, you will lose. Let's be honest. If you still believe that being kind and honest will protect you, you're setting yourself up as a target. People don't actually value kindness deeply. They use it. They don't truly respect fairness. They take advantage of it. Your ability to understand their emotions gives them a way to affect you. Your willingness to forgive gives them a path to get what they want. Your belief that you must do certain things is the very tool they use against you. A man who always tries to be good is sure to face setbacks because many others are not trying at all. So why follow a code that almost no one else follows? Why obey rules designed to make you easy to control? The truth is difficult, but it can also set you free. Feeling like you must act a certain way isn't a sign of being good. It's a sign that someone else is pulling your strings. That belief was placed in your mind to keep you small. Every time you hesitate to do something that would benefit you, ask yourself, whose rule am I obeying in my head? Whose permission am I waiting for? The answer is never your own. That's how you've been kept from being powerful, because someone who acts from duty is easy to read. He can be delayed. He can be stopped. But someone who feels nothing except the clarity of his plan is nearly impossible to stop. That's how powerful people in history operated. Behind every leader, every empire, every famous name was a person who knew this principle. Your guiding beliefs can change, but true control doesn't. You don't rise to the top by being liked by everyone. You rise by taking command. And once you're in charge, people will call you cold or cruel until they need something from you. Then, suddenly, your lack of emotion becomes strength. Your firm decisions are seen as leadership. You must take this lesson in fully. It is safer to be feared than to be loved. If you can't have both. Love is unreliable, depends on others. It fades, shifts, and can let you down. But fear stays. Fear earns you respect, even from people who don't like you. And if you're smart, they won't even realize they're afraid. They'll just feel uneasy going against you. Something about your calm, quiet way will disturb them. Don't feel guilty for doing what's necessary. This is about your growth. Most people can't influence others because they care too much. They want approval. They want to be kind. But by wanting that, they lose their edge. They tell the truth when they should mislead. They're gentle when they should be hard. They expose their emotions when they should keep them hidden. You must do the opposite. Work like a ghost, mostly unseen. Use people's sense of obligation as a tool, not a weakness. Let them feel they owe you, but never let yourself feel the same. Make them regret ever doubting you. Make them question themselves instead of you. This is a deeper method of control. It's a quiet kind of power. Because when you influence how someone feels about what they should do for you, you gain control over their choices. You shape their thinking, and that allows you to fully guide them. This is how clever leaders defeat stronger rivals. They don't depend on brute strength. They focus on shaping how others see reality. If you can shift what someone believes is real, you'll never need to fight them directly. And the strongest lie you can tell them is, this is you being the person who truly does what is best for yourself, even when it might seem like you're doing what's best for others. You should feel no pressure to act for others' benefit, no guilt about your decisions. Just keep your focus on what you are able to accomplish. That's the core difference between people who hold control and those who are under the control of others. People who hold power can stay calm and feel secure, not because they think they are morally better, but because they know they've already won. They do this because they understand things you're just starting to see now. That feeling that you have to help or give something to others doesn't come from truth. It's actually a kind of mental trick, an illusion. It's time to stop believing in it and remove it completely. From this point forward, you won't apologize or feel the need to explain why you're thinking carefully to get what you want. You will no longer hesitate when doing something that benefits you. You will no longer feel bad if you speak the truth or even lie if it helps you gain more influence. Your main purpose is not to make people understand your thoughts. Your real goal is to make people follow your direction. This marks the third stage in your transformation. Don't think you owe anything to anyone. Don't try to win by following the rules. Win carefully, quietly, and consistently. This is the fascinating part of how power works. Appear as if you're not that important, But secretly, stay in charge of everything. Make yourself seem harmless. Stay quiet. Don't seek attention. Let people make jokes about you. Let them think you're not capable. Let them say you're too distant, a little odd, or overly quiet. That works in your favor. It's like a protective layer. Because when others expect little from you, they won't prepare for what you might do next. And that gives you full control over your actions. People will always see how you appear on the outside, but only a few will sense who you really are deep down. You're a quiet plan, hidden behind a calm appearance. You hold deep energy. Even when your eyes seem still and cold, you are like a storm gathering its strength, but looking like a soft breeze. Understand this deeply. Loud people often cause messes, but quiet people often fix them. And when you act quietly without drawing attention, you gain two powerful advantages. First, you get to observe everyone. While they talk too much and ignore what's around them, you pay attention to their weaknesses, their pride, and the signs that reveal what's truly in their minds. You actually notice everything. Being quiet is not the same as doing nothing. It's more like being a hunter, waiting, watching. Second, you get to act freely. No one tries to block you. When your plans are hidden, no one can build obstacles against you. When people don't expect you to climb higher, they leave positions of power unguarded. By choosing to remain quiet, you take full control over what others know about you, what you reveal, what you hide, and what you hint at. You speak little, never offering too much. Let them try to guess. Let their imaginations form pictures of who you are. Let them assume things about your plans. Then use their assumptions as tools, almost like weapons. Never forget, a false belief that people fully accept is sometimes more effective than a truth you need to defend. You are not required to explain your choices. You are only responsible for achieving clear results. People will start asking questions like, what is he really planning? Why did he act like that? What's going on in his mind? Let them keep wondering. Let them feel confused and a little nervous. That's how you win battles in people's minds. That's how you gain influence without starting open fights or long debates. A true leader should appear honest, kind, and caring, even if inside they are distant, focused, and constantly planning. This strategy hides your next steps until the moment comes to strike, when you can win without warning, without noise, and without public attention. Winning quietly is the highest kind of success. No arguments, no explanations, just outcomes that match your goal. By the time they figure out your plan, you've already moved forward. This is how powerful people step out into the open. No dramatic moves, no loud emotion, just careful, quiet effort. You don't need to threaten anyone. You don't even need to tell people what you're doing. Your silence becomes the signal. People feel uneasy about what they can't see. That discomfort keeps you protected. It also prevents others from interfering with you. This is the type of person you must become. A person with a focused goal. A hidden force working with quiet precision. Someone who reveals little but still earns deep respect. Most people want attention. You, on the other hand, want control. Let them chase the spotlight. You should build your power. Anyone who makes too much noise ends up ruining their own success. You are not like them. You are already shaping what will happen next, one quiet decision at a time. Nothing unsettles people more than someone who takes action without saying a word, a person who smiles but hides their real feelings, a person who listens carefully to others but shares none of their own thoughts. This careful style is what brings success. You must learn how to dominate the silent moments. Then, when the right moment comes, break that silence with a sharp and firm action. No early hints, no signs, just one move, so exact and unexpected that no one can stop it, then return to silence once more. This is your fourth layer of change. Make it hard for people to figure you out. Stay firm in your direction. Move in a way that avoids being noticed. Do what's needed without drawing attention. Leave behind no proof. Stay in control. Lead others without saying a word. You've learned how to handle your feelings. You've mastered your emotions, your movements, your presence. You've become a hidden force that acts without warning. Now it's time for your final evolution. Not just to be a part of the system, but to become the system itself. If you can't be both loved and feared, choose fear. Being liked is a weakness. Being liked depends on people staying loyal. Being liked means you have to share yourself. But fear commands respect. Fear makes people obey. Fear keeps rivals uncertain and followers loyal and keeps you at the top. But you must use it carefully. Fear without planning leads to confusion. Fear without self-control brings your own downfall. You need to become the master of using fear and the master of staying in control of yourself. The person who can manage their emotions and deeply calm what's going on inside gains a very clear and sharp mind, not a mind that feels lost or hollow. This person sees through tricky illusions, messy situations, and things meant to pull attention away. He becomes like a very precise instrument, focused, calm, and always steady. A wise leader should never hold onto a promise if keeping it would go against what is truly best for him. You must not tie yourself down with emotional attachments to people. Your only real loyalty is to gaining strength and reaching your most important aims. This way of acting isn't about being cold or uncaring. It's about protecting yourself and your place in the world. This is the highest level of personal control. When you don't let powerful emotions rule over you, you become very strong against outside pressure. So compliments won't make you overly proud, and criticism won't make you feel crushed or weak. You're like a strong fortress, impossible to break into and very hard to shake. Now think clearly and honestly about yourself. What kind of person are you really? Are you the type who's easily changed or influenced by every quick emotion that comes and goes? Or are you the kind who skillfully guides and controls each brief feeling you experience? This important difference shows clearly whether you're more like a leader or more like someone who usually follows others. Your emotions are useful tools that you must learn how to use. They should never be the ones using you. These feelings are like small, controlled fires you need to guide carefully, not like huge wildfires that can take over and destroy everything. Controlling your emotions doesn't mean becoming empty inside like a blank space. It means becoming more like the vast sea, calm and quiet on the surface, but deep and powerful underneath. This sea can form massive storms, but these storms are yours to control. You become the highest authority in your own inner world. This includes your thoughts, your physical body, and everything around you. You don't fall apart under heavy pressure. You don't hesitate or show fear, and you never surrender to others. This is because you fully understand what Machiavelli once said. A lion can't always avoid hidden traps, and a fox can't always fight off dangerous wolves. That's why a person must be clever like a fox to notice the traps and strong like a lion to drive away the wolves. You are both of these. You are the brave lion that takes decisive and bold action, and you are the smart fox that can quietly vanish when needed. This is the highest level anyone can reach, the peak form of human strength. It's a state where others can't easily hurt or reach you. You're firm, and you don't give up easily. While some might feel slightly uneasy around you, they also greatly admire and respect you. This happens because real power often speaks quietly. It doesn't need to shout to be strong, but it's never weak. True power stays calm and doesn't act out with too much emotion, but it's also never careless or blind to what really matters. It naturally makes others want to follow or agree with you without you even having to tell them to. To fully reach this powerful way of being, you must always choose discipline instead of giving in to strong emotions, clear thinking instead of quick reactions, and firm control instead of allowing disorder. The world is full of people who feel too much and talk too much, and because of this, they often lose the very things that matter most to them. But you are not one of those people. You are exactly the kind of person who stays calm and steady even when everything around you falls into chaos like a burning fire. You become the quiet stillness in the middle of all the noise, confusion, and mess. You are the one in full control of shaping your future path. And you are the complete master of your own feelings and thoughts. You don't just sit and wait for chances to show up. You work actively to build them. You don't waste your time chasing approval or agreement from people around you. You either command it with presence or make sure you earn it. You don't just suffer quietly through pain or emotional hurt. Instead, you find smart ways to turn that pain into power, something you can use to your benefit. You are no longer the kind of person who gets lost in the river of wild emotions. Instead, you have become like the powerful current itself, unstoppable, unshakable, and completely determined. You've turned yourself into the clearest example of true strength. You are the calm, thoughtful force that plans ahead and stands behind every choice you make. The one who is not led by their emotions is the very one who gains the power to lead everything else. And reaching this level of inner control and outer leadership is the greatest kind of victory a human being can ever reach.